We have a very serious severe weather outbreak brewing for the southeast this upcoming Saturday. And our outlook for January continues to look very cold and potentially stormy for the east. We're going to dig a little bit deeper into why we see this in our outlook. As we move into Saturday afternoon and evening, you can see this significant mid-level trough wanting to push through the southeast, specifically beginning to negatively tilt through the Louisiana and Mississippi region. A trough ejection like this typically will develop a very strong surface low, increasing wind shear and lift. And with these high dew points in place, this is a recipe for potentially some very strong tornadoes and severe weather. And we're not just talking EF1s and zeros, potentially EF2 pluses. That is why the Climate Prediction Center has put a marginal and enhanced risk down through this region. I'd especially expect a lot of action down here closer to the coast. But for everyone through this region, you really need to be weather prepared and have a plan, especially through the later afternoon hours of Saturday and the evening. And we do expect the severe weather and tornado chances to shift off to the east, encompassing North Carolina, South Carolina, and parts of Georgia as we move into Sunday. So just be ready for that. All right, now let's go a little bit deeper into why we think our January is going to be so cold and potentially stormy for the east. This may look boring, but what we're looking at right here is our teleconnections. Our first graph is our PNA index. The outlook for our PNA wants to keep it positive. This usually represents more ridging out west, meaning drier and warmer conditions, and cooler air out east. Next, we can take a look at our outlook for our AO index. That's our Arctic oscillation. And our AO wants to actually go significantly negative. As I've spoke about in my last videos, that is because we do look like we have a lot of heat and high pressure building up over the Arctic, which is going to force a lot of that cool air down into the lower 48. And this cool air can typically affect everyone from the west to the east, although it looks like the central plains out to the east is going to feel the brunt of this cool air. This last graph is our NAO index, so our North American oscillation. A negative NAO is typically caused by a weakening pressure gradient between your Greenland low and your Azores high. And this does result in more cold outbreaks for the east and more storminess. What these teleconnections are telling us is exactly what our outlook shows us. A potentially cold and stormy pattern for the eastern US, and this does include portions of the Tennessee Valley, Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic New England, the Great Lake region, and potentially eastern southern plains. Month over month, our snow cover has actually been increasing in the northern hemisphere and is running a little bit above average. This can lead to sharper cold outbreaks down in the lower 48 as well. And last but not least, you can see we have had some seasons with a very similar look that we have right now moving into January, where we've had a lot of significantly cold air down from the south moving up through the Great Lake region and up to New England and the Mid-Atlantic. All of this information is what is leading us to believe that January will be significantly cold and possibly stormy for the east. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching this video. If you like this type of content, feel free to throw me a follow. I post videos like this every single day. I stream every single night, and I'll see you in the next video.